We have a state constitution that somewhat handcuffs the legislature, because a lot of what was put forth there is when the state was much smaller. 8, 10, 12 million people. Now we have over 18 million people. And so I'm not sure the planning for 18 million people was done proper. We were always a service-based economy. You move down here, we build you a house, we make money. That collapsed. It was inevitable that was going to collapse. It was the only outcome. So where does Florida go from here? If you're going to build an economy, I don't mean rebuild an economy. We can't go backwards. It's done. That's over. The Florida of the 20th century is done. So how do we build a new economy, create a new economic paradigm for the state? There's really three ways to do it. Number one is you pay a lot of money to big companies and you ask them to relocate here, or a part of their companies. And the states try to do that. Number two is what the legislature focuses on, and that's to help our existing businesses. And that's where property taxes and property insurance and things like that come into consideration. The third, which we focus less on, which is the most important, is the idea of entrepreneurship, starting from the ground up. My background was with the internet company Yahoo. And I tell people all the time that if you look at Yahoo, Google, and eBay, 3 companies in a 10-mile radius created at least 40,000 new jobs in that small little radius. Probably half the people were instant millionaires. On top of that, anyone who was in the service space, if you owned a retail shop, if you sold cars, if you were a server at a restaurant, everybody was thrust up because of the way the business from the ground up was built. So my interest is not going and getting 24 engineers from Google to relocate here. It's what's the next Google and how do we build it from Florida? And you do that essentially by marrying the university, infrastructure and technology that's coming out of our schools with the venture capital community. The state spent a lot of money over the years, especially in biotechnology and other technologies, to invest in the research and development. Now we have to take the next step to commercialization. And without the capital, which does not exist in Florida, we won't get there. If we as a state go out to try to attract the global capital, we have the foundation from the research and innovation and technology that we've been developing here over the last several years, and it is world class.